Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, and here, your source for gaming, tech, emulation, and open source news. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, we're talking about Xbox 360 emulation with Xenia Canary, and I think a lot of people are going to be excited about this one. It's being reported that all Xbox 360 dashboards are working in regular Xenia Canary. There's a brand new video here from random user 8219, and I recommend checking it out. If you're interested in it and wanted to learn more about it, like everything we talk about, links are in the description below right at the bottom. I don't hide my sources. Furthermore, because yes, there's more, there appears to be a brand new update to Xenia Canary which fixes NXE and early builds of Kinect. This is pretty cool stuff. If you're a fan of Xenia Canary, if you're a fan of Xbox 360 emulation, this may be up your alley. And speaking about Xbox and Microsoft, next up we're talking about something that could be absolutely huge. Now, where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's even more smoke than there was before. If you remember, we talked about this one a while back where Xbox had a bit of an oopsie, and they showcased a Steam Games tab in their mock-up of an Xbox OS UI. And it's now being reported that Microsoft is testing out Steam integration. There's a brand new app called Steam Developer Beta. It's only accessible to certain employees and also developers for stuff from Microsoft at this point, but it seems like it's going to have a very bright future. Now, I don't know about you, but to me this would be absolutely huge for Xbox. I mean, imagine owning an Xbox and being able to boot up your Steam library with it. I think it may give people more of a reason to purchase an Xbox and kind of drives home the point that future consoles will probably more resemble a PC. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below if it would entice you to maybe think about an Xbox as your future console. And continuing to talk about Microsoft, next up here I would say is a big win if you like to dual boot Linux and Windows. It seems that Microsoft has finally solved the Linux dual boot issue after 9 months. It took them 9 months to figure this out. Now, it's worth noting this doesn't affect everybody, but if you were affected by it, hopefully it should be fixed as of May 13th. Hooray! Now, some people get around it by installing Windows on a separate drive altogether, like me. If you're interested in learning how to do this, let me know in the comments below and maybe I'll do a tutorial video on it. It's pretty simple and straightforward and involves Rufus. Next up is a friendly heads up and I guess a friendly reminder that we don't have E3 anymore, but we have Summer Game Fest instead. And Summer Game Fest is set to take place on June 6th, and part of the schedule has already been posted. Feel free to check out the website to learn more about it. But it will be starting June 6th at 2 p.m. PT, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and 9 p.m. GMT. Next up, we're talking about the Nintendo Switch 2, and there's been quite a bit of information circling online that's got a lot of people talking. And this is one of those pieces of information. So this is a brand new video titled Yakuza 0 Nintendo Switch 2 versus PS5, really the PS4 edition, early graphics. And it looks like the Nintendo Switch 2 is doing extremely well. If you are interested in checking this one out, again, like everything we talk about, links are in the description below at the bottom. I do recommend checking out this video and taking a look at the comments here, and people are very impressed by it. I mean, the top comment says, Nintendo Switch 2 cooking the haters. It looked really awesome. Yes, Digital Foundry still says Switch 2 on the same level as PS4 power-wise. I swear all these having something against Switch 2 getting insanely weird now. This person says Switch 2 looks better. Skin pores and close-up are better on Switch 2, and higher frame rate, high resolution, and better textures on the Switch 2 version. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below, this Switch 2 versus PS4. Or I guess PS5 if you want to check out the video title. And continuing to talk about the Switch 2, the next thing that's been generating quite a bit of chatter is Switch 2 box art. So Switch 2 box art has started leaking, and a lot of people are saying that it looks worse than Switch 1 box art. Now, it is worth noting that this is all personal preference. It's entirely subjective, and some people may prefer one over the other. I prefer the original Switch box art versus the Switch 2 stuff. I'm not a big fan of this red bar at the top. I think it kind of lowers the appeal of the box overall. Whether or not that actually matters for purchasing is another argument entirely. But let me know your thoughts about the Switch 1 versus Switch 2 box art here. I mean, taking a look at a side-by-side comparison of Breath of the Wild for the Switch 1 and Switch 2. Switch 1 to me looks better, but that's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts. And continuing to talk about Switch 2 stuff that's been generating quite a bit of chatter. Pretty much all Switch 2 stuff does. Anyways, here we're talking about Switch 2 game sizes. This image has been circulating online and gives people an early look at what may be the size of certain games. For example, the Switch 2 version of Breath of the Wild is reportedly coming in at 24.2 gigs. Tears of the Kingdom even less at 19.9 gigs. Cyberpunk 2077 at 56.8 gigs, and even more stuff here. And someone says, for those interested, all Nintendo published games mentioned here are coming to 109.2 gigabytes. And moving on, we're still talking about Switch 2 stuff. Even more Switch 2 news has surfaced. And it's being reported that videos recorded by the capture button are still 30 seconds long. There is no word on quality, but we're hoping that it is going to be better. The Switch One recorded videos at 720p 30 FPS, and it seems the overall sentiment here, people are upset that it's still only 30 seconds long. I'm wondering though if that capture button can be adjusted to adjust the length of the capture. But let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. Is 30 seconds long enough for capture? Do you wish Nintendo had a setting to change that? Based on the comments here, and well, a lot of people are not happy about this one. Next up, we're talking about Computex 2025, and MSI has made a bit of a splash here by unveiling the MSI Claw A8, which features an AMD Z2 Extreme. We're going to have to wait and see on overall performance on this one, but I'm assuming that the Claw A8 is going to beat the Claw A8 AI Plus by a significant margin. The naming convention is very confusing. The Claw A8 AI Plus features an Intel Core 7 258V, versus the A8's Z2 Extreme. The Z2 Extreme has double the threads, double the graphics cores, and also double the cache, and also runs at a lower TDP and might also have FSR4 support. Unfortunately, I don't have a release date or a price just yet, but if you were on the market and you were interested in the Claw A8 AI, you may want to hold off a bit and see what the Claw A8 offers in comparison. And speaking about release dates, next up we're talking about more of a release window because we don't have the exact specific date. But it has been confirmed that the Snapdragon 8 Elite 2 is launching late September. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm very curious and interested to see what the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2 offers. I mean, will it run cooler? Will it offer significantly better performance? I really don't know. I'm not expecting devices with this chip to be available at the end of September. But at the same time here, it's worth looking forward to, at least in my opinion. And continuing to talk about tech stuff. Next up, we're talking about this new monitor that has just been unveiled by ASUS, or ASUS, or subscribe to Mr. Sujano, depending on how you wanted to pronounce it. Anyways, there's a brand new video on YouTube titled World's Fastest Esports Monitor. This monitor is at a whopping 610 Hz refresh rate. Unfortunately, I don't know the price of the Strix Ace XG248 QSG, but I'm assuming it's not going to be cheap, and I'm assuming that this will be coveted by elite gamers. It is 24.1 inches. They say here it's got a smaller footprint. The input lag is 0.8 milliseconds, and the response time on this one, the minimum response time, is 0.1 milliseconds. Next up, we're talking about OutRun on the Game Boy Color. Now, OutRun never officially released for the Game Boy Color, but Shane McCafferty has just released a brand new demo for it. And this one to me looks super awesome. If you are interested in this one and wanted to learn more about it, you can learn all about it over on itch.io, where it's playable in a browser, and the file size here is not very big at all. I'm hoping here they decide to go forward and do even more with this demo, because this to me looks absolutely fantastic. Now, it's worth mentioning here, this is very important. Please remember, this is a what-if scenario. You're playing a demo prototype of a Game Boy game. Please don't message, comment pointing out what is missing. Try to enjoy what isn't missing. It's OutRun on a Game Boy. With Sega's permission, I'd love to make the full game someday. And Sega, if by any chance you're watching this video, please let them make this game. This would be absolutely incredible as a full game. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Feel free to discuss anything we talked about in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. Check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate. Save your state.